A good Erev Shabbos, everyone. Before I continue, I want to take this opportunity to remind everyone to arrange for the selling of their chametz. You can do this by going to the Chabad North Hollywood website and fill out the forms. Matzah is referred to two names by the Zohar. First, it's called the bread of faith, and then it's called the bread of healing. The Rabbi, whose birthday is this week, Yud Aleph Nisan, quotes from the Alter Rebbe, and basically brings out this point, is that there's two types of healing. There's a healing that once one is ill, one gets sick, then God goes ahead and gives them a refuah. But the other type of healing, which is the one of the bread of faith, in that case, the Alter Rebbe explains, one does not get ill to begin with. So we extend our blessings to those that unfortunately have already taken ill. God should bring them a refuah shlema b'karev. And those who have not yet become ill, they should not become ill to begin with. This week, as you know, is Shabbos HaGadol, and the question arises, what makes this Shabbos so great? It's true we know that Pesach is this coming week, but we don't necessarily find that the Shabbos before the other Yom Tovim is called Shabbos HaGadol. Many reasons are given, but we'll stick with one. And that is, the first Chabad Rebbe, the Alter Rebbe, brings down in Shulchan Aruch as a halachic work with a bit of a historical background. The Jewish people left Pesach on a Thursday. God had told them, through Moshe Rabbeinu, that they are going to sacrifice a Korban Pesach, which is a lamb, on the night of the 14th. They were going to take the blood, and they were going to spread it on the lintels, on the doorpost, the mezuzahs of their homes. What happened was, the Egyptians, who worship lambs, that was their deity, they saw the Jews collecting all the lambs. And they said, "What are you doing? This is our God." And the Jewish people told them that there is going to be a final plague, Makas B'Chodesh, and God is going to go ahead and smite all of you because you will not let us out of Egypt. What was the result of that? That these individuals of Egypt, they went to Paro and to his cohorts, and they said, "We don't want to die. Let these people go." And there ended up being a civil war amongst the Egyptians. So Shabbos HaGadol is referring to Nes Gadol, this miracle where the salvation did not come simply from Jews fighting back. As we know, that's the way it was through Purim, and that's the way it was through Hanukkah. But here, the Jews, l'katchila, to begin with, didn't have to fight. And what happened was the Egyptians themselves fought the war for the Jewish people. And that indeed, once again, is the Nes Gadol. That is what makes it a big, unbelievable miracle. And truth in general. What we find as we approach the celebration of our Geula redemption, that is what redemption ultimately is. That which was opposing ends up being the one that makes the redemption happen. I'll give you two examples. Number one is Purim. Haman, the bad guy, the Rasha, he was hung or hanged. On what gallows was he hung? On the gallows that he built, because he thought Mordechai would. So once again, what happened? The gallows that he built ended up being his demise. Likewise, you see that in regards to Pesach. Moshe Rabbeinu was the Nasi, was the Rebbe who took the Jews out of Egypt. Paro had an inkling that indeed it would be a Jew. So he declared that all Jewish boys should be thrown into the Nile. And kachaya, that's what happened. What is so ironic, if you wish, is that Moshe Rabbeinu, who Paro wanted all these children to be killed, ended up not simply taking the people, redeeming the people out of Mitzrayim. Moshe Rabbeinu was brought up on the knees of Paro. This, who he wanted to destroy, he ended up raising in his own palace. And once again, that is what redemption is. Redemption is where that darkness, that cheshech, that challenge, that in itself is what brings the redemption. We know once again what's going on with this horrible, horrible sickness that's happening, and we're all looking for a vaccine. And when you think about it, the vaccine is the geula. The vaccine is the redemption for this situation. And what is a vaccine? A vaccine is where you go ahead and create an infection from that virus to begin with. So once again, what is the geula? What is a vaccine? It is just like the redemption that happened by Shabbat HaGadol, happened by Purim, happened by Pesach, and many other times in Jewish history. That which is the sickness, that in itself is what creates the healing. And in Yitzhak Hashem, we should be Zoiche, just as the prophet teaches us, as we saw great miracles in Mitzrayim, Kainti Alonu, we should see these miracles mamash now, now. A good Shabbos.